I've been shiny hunting for a long time, and I've been playing Pokemon for even longer. There was a time in early 2021 where I honestly hadn't touched my Pokemon cartridges for a couple of years, and I really couldn't find the interest to pick them back up again. I simply had lost the love I had for the franchise and would rather play, well, anything else. But around that time, I ended up finding some YouTube videos on shiny hunting, and on a whim, I decided I'd pick up my old Soul Silver cartridge and try for a starter. I'd sit and hunt during my online classes, mindlessly resetting, and eventually found my first ever full-odd shiny, this Totodile from 2020. I had no idea the sort of journey this shiny would take me on. Since my very first radar shiny back in 2011 to this faded shiny Totodile to my spree of Combee over the last 2 years, I've done my fair share of shiny hunting in every generation of Pokemon. Combined with my newfound love of streaming and making videos, I attribute the longevity of my interest in the franchise almost entirely to shiny hunting. It's this hobby that led me to traveling to California for World Championships, traveling to Toronto for regionals, meeting a whole new group of great friends, and of course led me to making this very video. And while I can thank that shiny Totodile for getting me into the shiny hunting community, there's actually a different hunt that could have done the same nearly a decade earlier. This all started sometime around 2012. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were still relatively new games, and I had been obsessed with my copies. I had completely beaten Heart Gold and was now making my way through Soul Silver. I had been mindlessly searching through Pokemon videos on YouTube, as I was wont to do, and came across a video of someone finding a shiny Lugia in Soul Silver. Now, I obviously knew about shinies at this point, having my own collection of hacked shinies from my action replay, but I was intrigued by the prospect of finding one on my own. I had never even thought of attempting a soft reset hunt, and as fate would have it, I was actually right by the Whirl Islands in my Soul Silver playthrough. I decided I'd give it a shot. I mean, how hard could it be? I still remember setting up in front of Lugia, saving my game, and sitting down right here. I normally had my DSi in this ginormous Nerf case, but had to take it out so I could fit a rubber band around the L and R buttons, which was the style at the time. I had a pad and paper, a pen, and the will to find a shiny. What I didn't have, however, was the knowledge of how long this process would take. I must have gotten to about 100 encounters before I decided to call it quits. I remember leaving my DS on and plugged in because I was worried turning it off would somehow reset my shiny luck. Over the next couple days I did resets here and there, but generally I never even came close to finishing this hunt, and eventually I just moved on from it. But that always bugged me. My first ever shiny hunt and I didn't even bother finishing it. What kind of shiny hunter am I? I decided recently that over a decade of waiting was long enough, and figured I'd get back into the Whirl Islands to redeem myself. And naturally I'd take a few detours on the way and make this a really special hunt. Starting with the game itself, and if you've seen my Chimchar video, you probably know where this is going. If you've seen my Platinum Collection video, you know I love collecting these games in different languages. Not only do I get to have more fun copies of my favorite games for shiny hunting, but I absolutely adore playing through each new copy with some new shinies and a new team. So I decided that if I was going to get back into this Lugia hunt, I'd want 4 copies for hunting. I already had an English, Japanese, and French copy, so I wanted to round out the collection with my favorite language, the German copy. I got a hold of my mod Silverfish, and he managed to send me a copy of German Soul Silver. It would take a while for it to be shipped from Germany though, and in the meantime I really couldn't wait to get started. So I started up a German Soul Silver file on my R4 card and started with my first hunt, a new starter. Every time I get a new copy of Heart Gold or Soul Silver, or start a new file, I have a tradition of hunting for a new shiny Johto starter. I've done this hunt maybe 8 or 9 times already, and I enjoy it every time more than the last. However, my numbers tend to skew towards Totodile and Chikorita rather than Cyndaquil. I found 3 or 4 of each of the former, but only a single Cyndaquil, which I hunted on stream back in 2023. This time I decided I'd keep going until I found a Cyndaquil. I hunted on a single system whenever I had free time, and on November 17th, I hopped on Discord with Silver to watch some German SpongeBob, and managed to find my first new shiny on the file. Alright, so, I've been at this hunt for a while. This is just for this session. I'm sitting here with my mod Silver watching SpongeBob in German. And finally, another Cyndaquil. This is only my second one ever. I have had terrible luck trying to find Cyndaquil. I think I have maybe 3 Chikoritas and 3 Totodiles. I've only found 1 Cyndaquil other than this, so I'm very glad to find one. Let's give him a nickname here. Okay, it's only fitting. It's only fitting. But yeah, we're gonna save up here, and then we're gonna play through the game, get set up for Lugia, and then we can take on Quad Lugia. So, if I'm translating properly, which I think I am, the nature is still, which I think is quiet, which is, you know, not great, but hey, we'll take it. and we'll check it out in battle quick. When we get to do that, that is. Regular Hoodoo. And SpongeBob, our shiny Cyndaquil. Now I'm gonna trade over some extra shinies I got from Safari Week because they're decently low level. And I'll play through this game, we'll get set up for Lugia, and then we will finish the very first shiny hunt I ever started. After finding the shiny, I continued to play through this file with some shinies I transferred over from other games, just working on getting to Lugia. It wasn't until December 29th when my new cartridge finally arrived. Alright, it's finally here. German, Soul Silver. All the hunting I've done so far has been on the R4 card because I just really wanted to play and I couldn't really wait. But it's December 29th and the copy's finally here, which means you can finally start that Lugia hunt, which I have been so excited for. But alongside that, my mod Silver sent some goodies. We've got a bunch of Sinnoh Pokemon in German, which I think are really neat. Ooh, Hitzerotom. And of course, Combi. Wonderful. Look at that. But I figured, you know, I never ever buy packs. I never get packs, so this is a good opportunity to pop them open. Hey, here's a code card for you guys. One to the back, maybe? Yes, I think we did it. Okay, Energy. Kvikel. Lotad. Electro. Punk Helm. I like Punk. Alpalo. Ooh, Cresselia, that's a pretty card. Ooh, Reshiram. And another Punk Helm. Oh! And a full art Asterzug. Nice. Okay. Whoops. Got Fire. Vaherba. Absol. Oddish. We got a Seal. Schweißbrenner. Ooh, that's a cool Honchkrow card. I like that. Line Noon. I almost didn't recognize it. That art's crazy. Oh, that's a pretty card. Look at him. Oh, I love that. Full art Ludicolo. And a Genesect. Wow. Good packs. Those are some pretty good finds, man, for two little goodie bags. Nice. With my game finally here, I finally got my Lugia hunt set up. I finally had 4 copies of Soul Silver, each of them set up in the Whirl Islands. On the side, I had been working on my Italian Heart Gold copy, and I actually happened to be set up in front of Ho-Oh in that file too, so I threw it on the layout, hoping to see both legendary birds. Like always, I took to stream to get started. If you aren't already, consider dropping a follow over on my Twitch, which you can find in the description, and while you're there, drop a like and subscribe. It helps a lot. I ended up finding my next shiny on January 8th. Remember when Professor Oak thought there were only 151 Pokemon? No way! No way! Shiny Ho-Oh! Oh my god, that's such a quick hunt, dude. No way. That's crazy. Okay, hang on. Man, what a nice shiny. Okay, do I bother trying to catch it in anything except a Master Ball? Should I give him a smack? Let's give him a Psychic, just to see. You know, sometimes funny things happen. Sometimes I kill stuff on stream. Oh, he survived.
That's freaking cray-cray.
That's freaking cray-cray. Premiere? Okay, I'll throw a Premiere. Oh, rest in peace Lasagna, by the way. Get in there, champ. Show him what for. I got 1 Premiere Ball. Listen, man. Hey. Sometimes you gotta just... Sometimes you guys, you know, what can you do? What can you do? Can you do? What happens to the best of us? That's what it's for. What should we name it, guys? Professor Oak. Fish. I like fish. Because he's the fish. Okay. We gotta go find him. I gotta talk to these ladies. What up, dog? Okay. Yeah, no. I don't speak Italian. Catch you around, Kimono girls. Nice knowing you. Demita. You guys ready to see fish? Here we go. Oh! That's so cool, man. I don't think I've ever seen the shiny following sprite before. Wow. Oh, from the front it looks like a Skarmory almost. Well, no, I guess not really. But still, man, that's so fucking awesome. All right, let's go check it out in battle. Regular Stantler and fish are shiny Ho-Oh. Oh, I forgot he got a big old tongue out. Love that back sprite. What a beautiful shiny, man. I've been shiny hunting for so long that, you know, yeah, I think it's easy to like get used to shiny Pokemon, you know what I mean? They're not as special anymore, but this one feels so cool. This one is just so pretty. And again, I love shiny legendaries. My favorite. All right, let's save. We got more work to do. There's more work to be done. With Ho-Oh out of the picture, I shifted to just 4 times hunting Lugia on stream and off. I had Toronto Regionals coming up on January 16th, so when I didn't find Lugia on stream by then, I decided to pack up my games and take them with me to Toronto, hoping to find myself a second regional shiny. My friends, it is once again that glorious time. Toronto Regionals. I'm all packed up. I got too many DSs, frankly. I brought 4 copies of Soul Silver to continue my Lugia hunt, brought my other DSi with my my main Platinum file, maybe do some battling with the homies. I have never been so excited. It's going to be wonderful. See you guys later. I took an early train on Friday and got into Toronto around 10 a.m. I refueled at Tim Hortons, as is tradition, and made my way to the venue to get set up and meet with everyone. It was super nice to see everyone from my last Toronto adventure again, and I even got to finally meet Coop and Miss L, who I've been friends with for a couple years now. As is my tradition, I went and found myself a new friend at the vendors, and we did some shiny hunting at the venue before heading out for some lunch. We also hit up A&C Games again, where I ended up buying myself a few small board game expansions. Before I knew it, it was getting dark, so I made the trek back home to get some rest. Alright, it's about noon on Saturday. I'm just charging all my stuff. I'm in Eric's wonderful studio, is where I'm crashing here, which is awesome. But I'm gonna head out soon and I'll see the guys. Saturday was a day filled almost entirely with hunting. After transiting back to the venue, I spent nearly all day at my little setup, hoping to finally see Lugia shine. Despite the hours put in, I didn't find anything, and eventually headed out to dinner with my friends and called it a night. On Sunday, before heading out to the venue, I met up with my friend and all-around wonderful artist, Digital Poison. We got some Tims and did some trading in Gen 4, and before I knew it, I was back at the venue. Alright, it's day 3. We're gonna hunt Lugia. I'm with my boys. And we're gonna hopefully find something. Sunday was another day filled with hunting at the venue with my friends. I still hadn't found my shiny, but that doesn't mean the group wasn't finding anything.
Oh my god, shiny!
After another long day of not finding Lugia, I eventually said goodbye to my friends and ventured off into the city for one last stop. 401 Games has been my favorite website to visit for board games for a while now, so getting to visit the brick and mortar store was just a dream come true. If you're ever in Toronto and like board games, this is the place to stop. I had a great time at Toronto Regionals as usual, and even though I didn't find a shiny this time, I had a blast getting to see all my friends again and meet some new ones as well. After Regionals, I got back to streaming Lugia at home. I knew I had put work into the hunt in Toronto and had the feeling that any day now could be the day. I kept at it on stream, and finally, on January 20th, my journey finally came to an end. No! Shiny Lugia! Yes! Oh, there it is. Shiny Lugia. It's real, the shiny Lugia is real. There he is. I don't have many fancy, I have a bunch of heal balls, but I don't have anything to like.
The first ever shiny hunt is done and under odds.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit it with a shadow ball for funsies, and then I'm just gonna throw heal balls until. Uh-oh. I'd love to catch it in a heal ball. I don't think it's gonna happen. 100 bits to knock it out. No,
Knock it out.
No, no, no. We have to keep throwing heal balls. There's no way I'm gonna catch it in a heal ball. It's like so ridiculously unlikely that like it's not even it's not even worth thinking about. But I'm just gonna keep trying for now.
My name Jeff.
My name Jeff. That is so true.
Heal ball, heal ball, heal ball, heal ball, heal.
You're so right.
Jeff. My name Jeff.
One shake. Woo, baby. Get excited. So I'm gonna throw Unk. Use the master. Take it easy, guys. I got one more heal ball in me. Here I go. No way. No way. Okay, there we go. Two, three. Yay! We did it. I finished my first ever shiny hunt. Can you believe that, guys? I've never shiny hunted before in my life. What should we name it? What about Toronto? I didn't catch it in Toronto, but I wanted to. Hello, YouTube. It's brave natured. Sorry, I didn't do a nature guess. I forgot it just shows you. All right, let's see him. Let's see my beautiful son. Toronto. Yeah, look at him. Oh, it's so nice and pink. Wow. I really like this shiny. This is beautiful. The overworld sprites for the legendaries in this game are so good, man. Regular Tentacool and Toronto, my shiny Lugia. Look at that. What a guy. Very exciting. I'm really glad I got this hunt done. I feel a chapter has been closed in my shiny hunting career. There was something really special about this hunt that I can't quite put into words. I've been at the shiny hunting thing for a long time, and although shinies have always been exciting for me, the excitement I felt finally finishing this hunt was just something else. It was more than just the stereotypical closing of a chapter I started a long time ago. It was a celebration and realization of how far things have come in this hobby for me since then. I'm not sitting alone in my living room hunting for shinies anymore. I get to go to cool places like California and Toronto and shiny hunt with all my friends I met through the hobby. I get to stream it every night to a group of people who genuinely enjoy watching and hanging out and chat, and I get to make cool videos about it for cool people like you who watch them. I think closing out this hunt really put in perspective how much has changed my life within just a few years due to shiny hunting, and I'm excited to see what sort of shenanigans I manage to get up to in the next few. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.